I'm not going to read about the idols' love life, so don't waste your time in asking. I already have a list of what I'm going to read, and those people are not on my list. Also about Lisa and Frederick, I already did a reading. It's on my channel. And basically the way the tarot works, for people that don't know, is that you shouldn't be pulling cards for the same people all over and asking all over about them and about the same subject. You know, the tarot doesn't work like that. I do have readings about him on my channel, if you want to check him out. But about partners, about potential partners, about their love life, if they don't come out in the cards, if I read for them and they don't come out in the cards, it's because there's not much to see or say. You cannot ask for someone's love life if you have no idea that they have a love life. And sometimes this idol's life, it's very complex. So that's why I don't concentrate on their love life. I read for them in general, and if it shows up, I mention it. But it's not that romantic as you think, guys. That's why you should always learn to formulate better questions to the tarot when it comes to idols. Because the idol is not a doll. They are not a doll, they are a person. And they have their struggles. And they also have their privacy. There are things that we are not meant to know about them, and it just doesn't come out. That's why I don't read for them in that way. We can speculate about what their ideal is, we can speculate, but until they don't confirm a relationship, I usually try to stay away from, going and seeing who are they dating, what do they like, why, no. Because our preferences about love and relationships, it can change all the time. I did read for Jimin. And Jimin is okay. I'm going to read for Taeyong today. Because there's a reason why I select certain members. Taeyeon, because he had his solo. So that's why I tend to read for them. Maybe if something happens, I also pull cards for them. In the case of last weekend, in the last live stream that I did, I read for Namjoon because people, and when I say people, I wanted to make sure that it was the right people, people that I know and trust. I asked them, like, what's going on with Namjoon, because people are asking me for him. So they were like, oh, he looks a bit like different, so we want to know, maybe people want to know how he's doing, and that's why I pull cards for him. And also in the case of others, in the case of Yoongi, because they are enlisting, so before they go, I pull cards for them. But if a member is in the military, I don't read for them, because that's considered like a sort of hiatus for me. I don't pull cards for idols that are in hiatus. That's their personal moment. You shouldn't be reading for people that either they are going through some kind of mourning process, they are going through some kind of hardships, they had an accident or something like that. They are people that those things happen to them. So you shouldn't like interfere, like pulling cards just for fun and being like, oh yeah, let's see how his energy is doing. Like, why? The guy is in hiatus. Or the girl is in hiatus, or the person is dealing with something personal. We shouldn't invade that. There has to be some rules. DK17, I can pull cards for him because it's been a while. I can pull cards for him. We should always be mindful about what we ask to the tarot, guys. This is not... I know it looks like entertainment and you have curiosity, but I have a respect for my tarot deck and for the person, and I don't use it that lightly, like this, oh, let's pull cards for someone's random question. No, there has to be a meaning, a purpose behind what you want to know. I know a lot of tarot readers do it. I know there's tons of questions and there's tons of readers that do it, but I don't. I select the questions because for me it's more important, like, what can we learn from the reading that we just heard or saw? If there's nothing valuable in the experience, I don't read for it. And about Lisa's career, I read the last week, I read for her and Frederick. So since I read for her, like, I don't care if it's not career related, but I did read for her. I wait a little bit till I leave time between readings. I don't just read for the same person all of the time because that's not good. Energetically, for the person that we are asking about, that's not good if you keep pulling cards for them all the time. That's why if you go to different tarot readers, they're all going to tell you different things because it's not the same what I see, what the other sees. It's about you as an audience being selective and being like, okay, what of all these interpretations are you going to choose? Or if you're not going to choose because you don't believe in it, then dismiss it. But don't hang on too tight to a tarot reading. Don't hang on too tight. Just listen what you want to know and that's it. Move on. Do not get like, obsessive, because these people are human, and life is always changing. It's always changing. A tarot reading doesn't have time. It doesn't read time. It just reads energy or what's available. And about the whole Blackpink, if they will renew or not, I did a short video. There's a short of me pulling free cards and just being very, very short about what I saw about that. don't want to go that deep into this because we will find out in a few weeks. So why don't you wait and find out what's going to happen, you know? And also people get very like, I seen some people like speculating, oh, they're going to go here. I don't know, I didn't see that. I see them continuing, but you know, I don't know if maybe the other people think that there's drama. For me, there's no drama. For me, they have certain conditions, but I believe that YG is very wise, and probably he's going to give the girls what they're asking. But we'll have to wait and see. It's just as easy as that. Just wait for the right time and just listen to the news. That's it. There's no need to read tarot for that. Okay. I'm going to start with today's readings. I have Taeyeon and Ten, NCT Taeyeon and Ten Friendship, actress Nana, SHINee's Minho ideal partner, romantic partner, that it's dedicated to Marushka, that she is a member of our community. So happy birthday, Marushka. If you're watching, happy birthday. No. So this is for her. Then I'm going to pull cards for EXO Chen, for BTS Taeyong, Solo, and for, yeah, if I have time, for DK, 17 DK. Okay, let's see Taeyeon and Ten. NCT Taeyeon and Ten. Okay. For NCT Taeyeon and Ten's friendship, I placed Taeyeon on the left, Ten on the right, and Taeyeon got the wealth cards. It would be like the Ace of Pentacles, and the Magician. Then from Ten's side, I got the Moon card and the Three of Wands. And for the relationship as an overall, we have the card of the Sun. And from the Oracle, we have the card of Sun in Cancer, resourcefulness. Hey, Eski. What kind of question do you have? Because this list is already made. I already have the list of the readings that I'm going to do. And I don't do personal readings. It's about idols or K-pop. So starting with Taeyeon, definitely with the Ace of Pentacles and the Magician, I think that in his connection with Ten, there's something about him sort of where we know he's the leader, and definitely in here with these cards, with the Magician and the Ace of Pentacles, there's a sort of power, power balance. It's not that they're equals. Here, I think that when it comes to his connection with Ten, he definitely trusts Ten's vision, but he's the one that makes the decisions at the end. He's like, okay, if you have an idea or if you want some kind of resources, let me know because I'm the one that can get it for us. So I think that definitely Taeyeon in here in the reading, we can see that definitely he's the most influence of the two. He has everything he wants. He also has adaptability. I think that he has, even though he is a leader, when it comes to his connection with Ten, there's something about him being very also humble, learning from Ten, and being like, okay, yeah, I have to be like adaptable. I have to be adaptable. So I think that definitely his connection with Ten, there's something about making him feel like much more glamorous or much more like there's something about him feeling very prosperous when he is with Ten, when he is associated to Ten. So probably in the past their collaborations were very successful and he had the opportunity to shine or he had the opportunity to see the numbers. There's something about numbers, there's something about seeing the final result and being like, oh, you make me look good. You are a good influence to me. And probably they also talk a lot about plans, about plans in general. And from Ten's perspective, it's very different because Ten has the Moon card and the Three of Wands. So there's something about, there's something about Ten probably like, with the Moon card, it's like Ten is someone that he doesn't trust people right away. Like even though he's very nice and he's very, because here with the Three of Wands, I'm like he is a team's guy. When he has to put the effort for the team, he does it. He's very professional. He definitely does it. But I think that with the Moon card, there's something about him not showing his true self. Like there's a part of him that when he's with Taeyeon, he doesn't show. Or maybe he doesn't trust completely. There's a part of him being a bit like, yeah, when I work with you, I have no idea what I'm going to find, what I'm going to, maybe he perceives Taeyong as someone that his mood changes all the time. Well, Taeyong is a Cancer guy. So, but, Ten is also a Pisces. The two of them are water signs. So there's something about, hey, Parvati, thank God I see a familiar face. Thank God. I was like, what is this? Did I connect in the wrong time? I think I connected in the wrong time because, oh my, this is tough. Okay. So there's something about them being like mysterious to each other. At least from Ten's perspective, it's like, yeah, I know I go and I get the job done, and I put the ideas to work. I bring energy. I show that I'm excited. But with Ten, it's like, I always act like if I'm going into the shadows. Like I don't know what I'm going to find. So there's something about like, and also he probably himself, he acts like that. He acts like the Moon card. He acts like a bit mysterious, or maybe there are days that when they get together, he reveals things about himself, or then there are others where he is just, it seems like he's not in the mood for talking. He changes his mood a lot, and there's a lot of like mysteriousness. And I think that they also, since both of them are water signs, the moon card also talks about intuition. Intuition about like, okay, I will not say much to you, but I think that you kind of get how I'm feeling, so I don't say much. But yeah, with the Three of Wands, he definitely recognizes the power that they hold together. There's something about like, okay, when I'm with Taeyong, we definitely have this enterprise. We have this deal with us. We have this is important. When we are together, we create possibilities. We are very passionate together. So Ten and Taeyeon do have a subunit song together in the coming NCT album. Yeah, that's why I think that people were asking about it, But yeah, definitely there is, because I see that and also Taeyeon is very generous. I think that he knows that he looks good with Ten, that they create a great duo, but they also make each other look very good. So Taeyeon is like, okay, any idea that you have, anything that you want to add, just let me know and I will get it for us. Just say it and I will get it for us. Like he definitely, he's like, okay, when I'm with Ten in this collaboration, I know it's going to be a hit. I know it's going to be a success. There's no doubt about it. In the case of Ten, he also sees the potential and he also sees the advances. He also sees like, okay, yes, definitely, I'm working with Taeyong. Taeyong is influential. Taeyong is important. But with the moon card, I think that Ten is a bit mysterious. He's like, okay, the way I act in this connection is that I feel like I enter into the unknown. I don't know how our dynamic is going to work today, but yeah, I'm just entering, cautiously, and he probably, I think that maybe there's something about also, sometimes, because with the moon card, I have this feeling of like, when you are suspicious of someone, so I think that there's a probably in this period in his life, Ten doesn't trust anyone. So there's something about him like being like cautious, approaching with caution, like, and I don't think it's personal, but I think that he's like, I'm, there are things and people that just, are a surprise for me, and I don't know how, and they also make him question a few things, so he definitely is feeling, but also I think that there's a part of him that he could also like, because he's so intuitive, maybe he can get it wrong as well. The kind of person that is like, oh, that person didn't greet me when I came in, so maybe they're angry at me. So there's something about him also like being too sensitive and being like, oh, if he didn't look at me in the eyes, it means that he's upset. Then to finding out that they work really well and that they create a lot of things together. But at first he has these perceptions, like he can get a bit sensitive about like the tone you use when you talk to him, if you were looking at him in the eye, your body language, he must have his reasons, but definitely I think that it's just his perception. It's not reality. It's just that maybe he's feeling a bit sensitive and he's like, does this person really like me? Because, they didn't say anything, so I don't know. Yeah, but because from the place of Taeyeon, no, Taeyeon is very open, is very generous, is very warm, is like willing to work, and he's happy. He's happy and he feels like very like this is going to be great. Then the relationship as an overall, we have the Sun card. So both of them are going to shine like always, and it's going to be very fun. It's going to be very fun. It's going to be very glamorous. It's going to be, there's something about them when they work together, they can connect with their inner child. There's something about them just feeling happy. It's just that it's the prior moments to get to work together that it feels like they are awkward with each other. Like, I don't know if maybe because there's differences in perceptions, and also both of them are very sensitive. Both of them are water signs, so there's something. I don't see it from Taeyong's side, because since Taeyong has already status, I don't see Taeyong like being like, like, oh, okay, what is this person about? But maybe for Ten it's different. Maybe Ten has to have this sort of like intuition to guide him through the experience of working with people in the industry. Maybe he has another point of view where he's just cautious about it, and where he's like, I'm not going to act like I know these people. Like, I can get surprised. Like, maybe the chemistry is not there. Maybe I have to work harder. Maybe, yeah, it's not going to work out. He's like, okay, I'm just, I'm a bit suspicious, but I'm suspicious for a reason, because I don't know these people, something like this. And definitely with the card of Sun in Cancer, resourcefulness. Resourcefulness. Definitely, this is Taeyeon. Resourcefulness. This is Taeyeon with the Ace of Pentacles and the Magician. He is the one that brings the wealth. In here, the Ace of Pentacles is called wealth. And in here we have resourcefulness. And also, Taeyeon is a Cancer guy. So in this card is Sun in Cancer. So there's a lot of correspondency about him being the one that brings the resources. He is the one, he is the one that somehow when he's involved in a project, like the resources flow like water. They are very, very abundant, very available. They multiplicate, they duplicate. It's like everything is a possibility, and everything is fun, and just like, full of, beautiful things. You want to change this concept, you want to do it like this, okay, I will get you the means to do it. For Taeyong, there's no. There's not like, oh no, we don't have the budget. So I think that's great about him being involved in this. But he's just not, he's not showing off nor anything. He's just like the magician, he sort of accommodates to his partner. Okay. Now I'm going to read for actress Nana, that I don't know much about her, honestly, but someone asked, so. But yeah, I know that she is an actress, and I believe someone said that she was an idol before. I have no idea. But yeah, if she is famous, her name rings a bell for me, but I don't know. I cannot say I know her because yeah, a lot of pentacles in here, a lot of pentacles, honestly, guys. Here she got the Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Pentacles, the Devil, Three of Pentacles. And then from the Oracle, she got the card of Sun in Taurus at position. So see, there's like, I want to see if I can like put this like this so you can see better the cards, but anyways, I don't pull the cards just like, I want to spread them like this every time I pull my cards. Like, I'm not that organized. I have my system. And also for people that, there was someone that was asking me about tarot reading and tarot readers. And this is something that for people that are learning about tarot or want to know about tarot, there's no need to pull 1,000 cards to see a situation or to answer a question. There's no need to pull 1,000 cards. You don't need it. You can actually see the same with only 3 cards, maybe even with 1. So, if you think that because someone pulls a lot of cards, it means that they see more, that's not possible. No. No, because each card that you pull extra is a sort of that confirmation. It's like you're asking, you are asking, the tarot reader is asking for more. It's like, okay, give me more, I want to see more. Like, okay, you can clarify once, twice, but how many cards are you going to pull? The whole deck? You know, like actually, the tarot readings, this is why they are called tarot spreads. The tarot spreads can have 1 card, 2 cards, 3 cards, sometimes they have 5 or 9, but the spread is sort of like, is a structure to the reading. So you are like, okay, from here to here, I start reading. And once I pull and I made the spread, this is the message. So it's up to me to expand the message. Now, if I feel like, okay, I'm not understanding, I will pull an extra card. But keep pulling cards? Like, no. Okay. Because some people think that more cards, it means like you are digging deeper into the subject. No. You're just pulling more cards because somehow what's available you cannot read it with the cards that are available. You're pulling more cards and more cards because you're like, okay, give me more tea because I cannot see what already had been laid on the tables. So okay, okay. Getting back to this female, I don't know her sign or anything. I don't know. Maybe is she? No, I don't think she's. I don't think she's like a nurse sign, but she got a lot of pentacles. You know, she starts with the Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Pentacles, the Devil card that for me sort of represents Capricorn energy, and the Three of Pentacles, and then she got the Taurus card. So honestly, I think that starting with the Wheel card, there's something about some things in her life are changing. Some things in her life are like advancing. She is no longer in the same place that she was before. So there's something about her sort of changing, and also with the Eight of Pentacles and the Devil and the Three of Pentacles, she maybe is working working on a new project. Maybe she's working. I see her like sort of refining her skills and practicing a lot. This also means that, you know, she can change her appearance, or maybe the role asks her to change her appearance or change the way she talks. Even, you know, maybe she has to gain weight, lose weight, I don't know, dye her hair. There's a lot of like transformation in here. And it's all for, you know, for her to keep working and earning money. Here with the Devil card, there's not much like, you know, there's no emotions in here. There's nothing like, oh, she's going through something emotional. This is why she's making these changes, or she's advancing this way. No, actually, it's all about work. It's all about work, or it's all about deals, like, you know, like, well, propositions for new offers of jobs, new gigs, new activities. You know, there's something about her adapting to this, working really hard, like little by little, about what she's going to have to change about herself. But yeah, with the Three of Pentacles, it's about the collaboration with someone. So I don't know, but I definitely see her that it's about work. It's work related. It's work related. And also here with the Ace of, not the Ace, the Sun in Taurus, the card acquisition. It's about, yes, acquiring something. Maybe she wants to acquire a role, or she wants to acquire a relationship. You know, and here we see a couple literally, you know, and this is the influence of Taurus. This is Sun in Taurus. This is Venusian. So I think that it sort of is like, I don't know, is she married? Does anyone know if she's married? Because there's something, there's something about her sort of wanting to acquire something. And I don't think that it's her, because here with the Devil card, I think that there's a lot of ambitions that probably are not her own. Maybe it's her family, or maybe it's her, like, the people around her that are like, you know, maybe it's time for you to get, you know, more expensive things, or be more prosperous, or, you know, doing like like sort of advancing in society, like come on, like you, I don't know what she had been doing lately, but it seems like you need to get serious in life. There's something about them, maybe people advising her to get married if she is not married already. There's something about people like sort of like trying to do a sort of matchmaker with her and being like, I know a guy that he's really doing really well in life, so you should meet this person. But in order to do this, you have to be eligible. Like you have to be, you have to be presentable. You have to somehow belong to the society for him to pick you. Maybe they are asking her to be a bit more ladylike or to be much more glamorous or to, I don't know, change. I think that there's something about change the way she had been behaving and somehow being like, we have some interesting prospects for you. So I think that you should work on this because this association is going to do very well. But I think that it's about like, I don't see love, but I think that it's about like who she associates with, and like somehow I think that probably family is like, okay, you need to look more grounded. That's why she got a lot of pentacles, because there's something about her. I don't know if she's an earth sign. I don't think she's an earth sign. But there's something about people advising her to get more practical in life, to get more practical, definitely, to get more practical. Hey, Eva. Oh, I'm glad. Welcome. Long time no see. Yay. Thank you. I was missing you guys. At the beginning, I was a bit lost. I was like, what is this? And I know that Samara is working, and I know that she's also trying her best. A lot of you are working and studying, and I'm so happy for you that you keep advancing. I don't want you to miss your study hours or study work or where you are working. You can watch the replay. I don't but I'm happy that you came to say hello. Because at first I was like, who are these people? Like, did I connect in the wrong hour? Did I connect in the wrong channel? Like, I was like, I don't know these people. like I don't see familiar faces. Like, what's going on? Is it too early? Okay, now I'm going to pull cards for Marushka's pick. She wanted to know about SHINee's Minho's ideal romantic partner. Oh, yeah, enjoy, Eva. Enjoy. Did you watch my reading for Lisa? For Lisa and Frederick. That that I was like, I'm not going to read for these two because the time I wanted to read for these two, it was so confusing. But then I was like, okay, let's pull cards today. What I got is what it is. Like there's no going back. Okay, I'm going to pull cards for these two. And when I got the cards, I was like, oh my God. Like either they're like, at first, honestly, I was like, is he her new manager or something like that? I'm like, is he her new CEO? I know that they work together, that he's related to these luxury brands that, and she's the ambassador of some of them. So I know that definitely there's work reasons. I know that there must be a deal. There must be like, also marketing, publicity, everything works. But when I saw the cups, the cards, the cups, I was like, oh my God, like not even in the confirmed couples I get so many cups. So I'm like, this is, and from both sides. from both sides. He got a King of Cups and she got the Two of Cups. So, I think that that's amazing. Like, definitely they are very similar in that sense, that they are very emotional. And I'm glad that finally in a connection, I don't get a Blackpink member that is sad and confused. Because actually, like, I was like, oh my God, when I pull cards for Jennie and when I pull cards for Jisoo, it was like the girls' words up. Like, it's not about suffering, but it's about having inner conflicts. Like, okay, is this good for me? I don't feel very comfortable with this being out. And for Lisa, it's about like, okay, I'm going with caution. Yes, I'm studying your proposition, but I'm kind of open to it. Like, actually, I like you. Like, so whatever, business they have together, they are very compatible. They actually can make each other look great. If they were partners in a society, like, they could be a very power couple. They do have this, they sort of match very well. So I was like, oh my God, like, usually, like I always tell you guys, I usually try to avoid these rumors or, specifically because, from what I notice, and I know that there's people that do this to other readers as well, the comment section is so toxic. It's so toxic. Like, even if you don't support the ship, like, why aren't you happy that, that your favorite member got very positive cards? Like, didn't you listen to the whole reading? And you're in the comment section being like, oh no, they're just friends. But I'm not saying they're a couple, but have you listened to the reading? Have you listened to how I describe Lisa's feelings, this guy's feelings, or perceptions, or thoughts, ideas? They got very positive cards. So I'm like, why can't people just be happy for them? Not about them potentially be dating. It's more about like, hey, they like each other. Lisa finally is friends with someone or is in a connection with someone that she likes. And that doesn't make her feel anxious, or she doesn't feel like she has to hide. So I was like, really, people are, first of all, they don't listen to my readings. That's one thing we were talking with the community the other day when we did BC. People just don't listen to the readings. They don't watch it. They don't watch it. They don't follow me. Then when things come true, they come back and they're like, oh, you did see it. Oh, I remember you did say it. Yeah, I have been pulling cards for Idol almost every day for the last 2 years. So, it's not that I choose, to turn on the camera and I'm like, oh, hey guys, what can we talk about? Like, I have been consistent. I have been here. My community has been here. So I don't know why these people don't even take, they don't even make the attempt to get to know my content or to get to know the way I think, the way they often complain about a lot of things, And I'm like, you have no idea that this is like a job. This definitely, for me, it takes time of me. And I try to be precise, and I try to be responsible, and I try to be positive, and I try to be, to bring a sort of a very healthy awareness in a world that is full of toxicity. So instead of you opening up to the experience, you are like, oh no, this is not true. Oh my God. I still believe that Lisa is going to open her fashion brand. Yeah, maybe it's about that, Parvati. I think that she is sort of getting into his world, and he maybe is advising her when it comes to this business. But he also is invested in this. The more they talk about business, maybe, there's a connection. There's like, oh, I really like spending time with you. You know, there's like camaraderie, camaraderie. Like there's a feeling of like, yeah, you get me, I get you. Like, yeah, you don't need to say it once, I get you. And actually, you are very funny. Like you're very amusing. You make me laugh. Blackpink solo stans are too much. Yeah, or just people in general. I don't know what's going on, guys. I don't know. I just feel like, we had such a sad news over these years. We had a lot of losses. So I don't know why people can choose, be happy and let the others be happy. Maybe if things are not going the way you want to, but at least your favorite is not involved in a scandal. It's not that like negative. Like every time, I'm a romantic at heart. I would want all the idols to date, but honestly, I think that there are some people that are just haters. They are just haters. Like about the Jisoo and her boyfriend. The way they were calling that guy ugly, the actor, An Bo-hyun, they were calling him ugly. They would prefer she would date someone. I was like, excuse me? That guy is ugly? Oh my God. They definitely never seen a man in real life because they don't know what ugliness is. And also, it's not about appearances. Also, bringing other people into the relationship. Bringing the other snowdrop actor. Like, why? If this is the confirmed boyfriend, not the other one. The other one, how many years have you been talking about the other one? And who is she dating now? Come on. Think. Oh no, maybe he had an opportunity and he missed it. Really? Really? Oh my God. They never had they never been in a relationship. I believe these people never been in a relationship because definitely when someone is interested, they either do something or they get out of the way. Like it's simple, guys. It's simple. You were so invested into getting this to work. How many years have you been talking about this ship? How many years? Like, my God. And also when I did an update about this reading, the Snowdrop actor reading, which I admire the job, the actor so much. And he got cards that actually, he got the Ten of Swords in the middle, that it was the only card that would show that for him this is our stressful times, or maybe he was going through something in the past, he's still recovering from this. And people in the comment section mean like, oh, because Jisoo and, like, why would you bring into this guy's individual reading about his life? Why would you bring Jisoo? And we were talking the other day with the community. We were like, what if the guy has actually a real life girlfriend, like a girlfriend in real life? And these shippers are mentioning Jisoo everywhere, like for him. The guy actually can suffer, and Jisoo has nothing to do with that. Do you think that he wakes up and he's like, oh, Jisoo, the love of my life? The love of his life is work, apparently. Like, I don't know, guys. I just cannot. I understand that the level of the Luluness sometimes it's too much, but to sort of make this narrative about Jisoo being with this guy, the other guy, and then being the bad guys, and the Snowdrop actor being the poor victim of the other guys, the other two dating, it's like, Did you have to get to that far to create this sort of narrative? Instead of congratulating the couple, you are thinking like, oh, I'm sure Jung Hae-in must be really heartbroken right now. He's friends with the two of them. And of course that in camera he cannot say, oh yeah, I knew about it, or I know, like I know about it, because they are friends. All of them are friends. Do you think that he didn't know about it? He did know it. He probably introduced them. But do you know, like I'm trying to comprehend, guys, some things, but sometimes it's very impossible. It's very impossible. Like it's impossible. It's impossible. And what shocks me the most is the amount of likes and comments and people agreeing to this. They are like, oh, why don't you make a new, they were asking me to make a new update for this guy, for this actor, Jung Hae-in and Jisoo. Why? Why? You know, Snowdrop, the production happened like a lot of years ago. Like, why? That's why I often wait. I want to see evidence. Like, is she really friends, or is she really dating, or is she really like sharing a space and time with someone so I can pull cards for them? This is how I work. If you have your conspiracy theories about, oh, I think I saw them like looking each other in the eye and meeting in the hallway, that's not good enough for me. I need them to actually interact in order to pull cards and see what's available. When they called ugly, I was like, what? Yeah, Farah. I was like, come on, like, what? He looks handsome, but I think piece of blinks are making his double rumor. It's because there are another readers who fit his Jeepers fantasies. They said something like they're both into each other and dating. Yeah, I know. It had come to my page of recommendation, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to click on that. I'm sorry. I have a reading for the two of them. I believe it's from 6 months ago. Because here in my channel, they're also very insistent. They were insistent. So I have a reading. And yeah, I believe that the reading was like a lot of patience, that he had to be patient, that she didn't know what she wanted. Like, the reality, guys, is when you read for a certain duo and there's a lot of cards that talk about either that they are in a group with other people, or that there's a lot of pentacles, so maybe it's about work, them having to be patient. It's mostly that there's not much going on. The cards are sort of dragging the subject, are like, yeah, maybe, yeah, they like each other, yeah, they sort of see each other like family, but the love attraction, like have you, I want you guys, because I think for me, I love to teach tarot. For me, the tarot is so wise in its symbolism, and since I don't have the tools to record the reading, and show you when I pull the cards, but you have the image of the spread. Every time you hear it or listen to a reading of mine, you have the image. If you notice the reading that I did for her and this guy, and her, Jisoo and her boyfriend, did you see how many wands, the suit of wands, he got on his side? And at the end of the reading? That's sort of the energy of an ideal committed partner, someone that puts the effort. When you don't see ones in a reading or cups in maybe in other cases, it means that there's no investment in the bond. You know, that the person is like, oh yeah, you like me, I like you, yeah, we have fun, that's it. But you need to have suits of ones, because they talk about desire, they talk about willpower, they talk about like, okay, like really, I'm being very impulsive right now, but actually this is what I want to do with you. If someone is interested in you or interested in building a connection with you, they move. It can be the shyest person in the world, and they would be like, oh yeah, I was so shy, I didn't know what to say. But when you like someone, either in actions of service, you are there for them, you help them with their baggage, you show up to a special event, you are far away, but you are there. Those are signs. And when I read for Jisoo and this guy, I got a lot of ones from his side. So definitely this is a very proactive guy. He's a guy of like, let's do more, talk less. And I'm sure he's a talker, I'm sure he loves to communicate, but I'm like, you know, the guy, if he was interested in her from the beginning, he was like, okay, I want to take you out, I want to do this with you, let's hang out here, let's do this here, I will accompany you here. That's interest. That's love. Now, if someone is like, yeah, I kind of like you, but you know, I'm really busy right now. No. You can be really busy. But if you like someone, you will make room to be with that person or to go and see them. You will make it happen. And you are very lucky, actually, if you find someone that is a doer in the relationship, that is someone that does things for you, that they move for you. In the beginning of the relationship, I don't know you know how it's going to develop. I don't know, because I don't read that far. But if from the beginning you see that there's interest and there's movement and there's passion and there's like, oh yeah, I want to be close to you, I want to be with you, you know, that's what I would want. Now, here I read for idols, but you know, in my real life, I read for real people. And often when I see these cards, when I see cards of wands, you know, it's tough to get actually a guy or a woman that is that invested, or that is that crystal clear, or that is very honest about their intentions with you. Nowadays, it's really hard, guys. It's really hard. And this is not about, you know, status or fame. Relationships are hard for all of us. All of us. It doesn't have anything to do if you're famous, if you're beautiful, if you're pretty, if you no. At the end of the day, we're all humans and we're all struggling in our existence. So if you have a guy that's what I got from the cards, you know. Sometimes I feel very bad for my clients in real life, you know. I feel very bad when they ask me about someone and I see that person being so unavailable, so lazy, liars, deceivers, inconsistent people. And I hate to be like, yeah, you know, maybe you are the one that is more interested in that person, because I don't see them like, I see that they like you, yeah, but I don't think they're going to do that much. And it's very sad, you know, it's very sad, actually. But that's the reality, guys. Nowadays, people don't make effort. They're like, oh yeah, you and me, we like you, we have fun, and then I move on, or yeah, I'm busy, you know, I have a lot of things to do, but so what? You're busy, but you're not dead. Like, you can do something about someone that you supposedly like. You will move to see that person. I would do it, guys. I would do it. If I like someone, I will make it. I will make time. I'm a Capricorn. I'm always working, but I will make time. So, that's what I was like, okay, from what I've been reading for these people, they sort of have these partners or these potential people that they do things for them. So learn from that. Take it as an example, that when someone cares, they make it happen. Now, the people that didn't make it happen, the people that didn't, you cannot be like, oh, what if? What it would be like if they actually worked? No, if they broke up, it's because they didn't function well together. That's it. Oh no, it's because they were busy. Really? And also one thing, the fact that that person is an idol, it doesn't mean that they are great partners. They can be great dancers, singers, performances, they can be great to the fans, they can be great at, fan service, they are very handsome and perfect, but are they good partners? They sort of associate beauty and perfection with being a nice partner or being a good partner, being a respectful partner. Are you sure? Don't fool yourself, guys, with pretty faces. Because sometimes they are not who they say they are. Yeah, you're usually gonna see it if someone is interested in you, especially a guy. Yeah. Yeah, they put you in a tough decision having to deliver the mix of things and short things. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry guys, I'm going to be talking about Chinese Minho's ideal romantic partner. I was going to put the cards away. No. Let's focus. I'm sorry for my ranting, guys. It's just that I get like this sometimes because I'm like, I don't understand some things about. I know that the K-pop industry, the K-drama industry is based pretty much on fantasies, selling fantasies and everything. But, when I'm reading cards, I'm like, do I want to read for this? And I realized that's why I have so very few subscribers. Like I have a very small channel. Because I usually am not the Delulu, but yeah, like I'm a person, guys, and I don't want to sell you fantasies either, and I don't want to use the tarot. That the tarot, for me, reading tarot is a responsibility, and I had the pleasure to guide so many people with my tarot decks, and to give them a sort of perspective about a moment in their lives where they were lost. So, yes, I sort of understand that I made the decision to read for idols and that industry is very superficial. But I'm going to read it like I would read it for a regular person. Like I would tell you if I see something negative, I'm going to say it. If I see something challenging, I'm going to say it. Like I'm not going to sugarcoat it, because that's me. That's part of my personality. But yeah. Okay, in the case of Chinese Minho's ideal romantic partner, he got the card of Four of Cups, the Hierophant, Six of Swords, and the Wall card. And from the Oracle, he had the card of Mercury in Libra influence. So, yeah, it does give me that he sort of wants someone Venusian because the Hierophant represents Taurus energy, very stable, very, traditional. And then with this card, Mercury in Libra, I think that he definitely wants someone that is very beautiful, that is very balanced, that is very gentle with the way they say things to him, very soft, very ladylike, or very alluring, Here with the card of influence, I'm covering them because they're naked. But see, like you have the snake, you have the couple, the card of the keyword of influence. There's something about him wanting to be charmed by this person, and also wanting to be charmed and influenced in a very soft, alluring way. Somehow like that person can keep him calm, sort of hypnotizes him to relax. Hypnotizes him. Like he doesn't mind to be manipulated in relationships. But it's like, if you're going to manipulate me, please make it nice. Like sort of like seduce me, but seduce me like without me realizing that you're seducing me. Like somehow like make me change my mind, but do it in a very gentle way. Be gentle with me, be gentle. Because probably he's a guy that if you try to dominate him through being straightforward and being passionate and being very open, he will resist you. He will be like, I really don't like your attitude. He probably prefers more feminine people, and not someone that is very straightforward or bossy. He prefers someone that is like, very, very calm, but also that they have their tricks. This is why he got the card of influence. Like he wants to be influenced by this person. It's like, okay, like let me be a fool for you somehow. We start with the Four of Cups. So I think that definitely for Minho, when it comes to relationships, I think that he had the potential to date people or to meet his type a lot of times. Like, because here in this tarot deck, the Four of Cups, it talks about society. When you are sage, when you are full, you see the cards are like pouring, they are, sort of losing, the water is being stuck, They are like somehow floating and they are being stuck in here. There's a sense also, the four represents stability. So there's a sense of like, yeah, when I wanted to achieve something emotionally, or someone that I felt like they were like my type, I got it. Like I sort of met people like that. But I sort of like, I got satisfied very soon. And it's sort of like I got used to that, and it wasn't that fun. It's sort of like, yeah, I was able to date, the prettiest girls, the most beautiful girls in the industry. Like, but somehow he got this sort of numbness of like, yeah, I'm already full of that experience. I got full right away. Like, I feel even a bit disgusted. Because it's like, yeah, I know, yeah. But, right away I felt like he got used to that very fast. He probably is used to seeing pretty faces, or he's used to seeing pretty people all the time. So he's like a bit like disgusted, He wants something different. With the priest or the Hierophant, there's a lot of traditional side coming from him, so definitely he probably also wants someone traditional, or someone that has like strong values. But he got the card of the Six of Swords, that is the card of change, and he got the Wall card. So I think that his sort of like ideal is expanding. His ideal is expanding. He's becoming much more open to the possibility of meeting someone that can change his perspective of ideal. Maybe at first he was like, yeah, I like a person to be like this, to be good to my mother, to be good to my family. And now with the card of the Six of Swords, he's slowly moving on from that. He's like, maybe I should expand. This is very Sagittarius, and I know that he's a Sagittarius. But he's like, maybe I should expand a bit more on my type. And here with the Wall card, he could be interested in meeting foreigners, or in meeting people that are very different to him. It's like he's sort of like advancing. He's like, I want to change. I tried traditional. Like, he tried to date traditional Korean females, maybe, and he got a bit like sick of it. He was like, oh, I feel like I know, yeah, they're nice, but I got bored. He got bored of it. So definitely he wants someone that can seduce him, someone alluring, someone that can like provoke him to be a bit more risky about his love life as well. Yeah, and here with the World card, it's about, he's becoming a new person. He's like, his horizons are expanding. He's like looking at maybe another cultures or another languages and being like, I'm interested in learning about these people. And maybe him eventually like finding like a foreigner lover, someone. In Vedic astrology, the planet with the lowest degrees defines the spouse partner, and for Minho, it's Venus. Yeah, someone very. I wouldn't say like it's about beauty, because there's two types of beauty, and I think that he wants someone charming. I think that it's not about physical beauty. It's more about you being alluring. You being like a sort of siren, that you seduce him with your voice and with your mannerism, and you are very smart. And it's like you know how to use your attributes to get him to do what you want, And also since when I read for him, I got these cards that he usually tends to be very sharp and very straightforward. And sometimes he's a bit like too honest, with people. So I think that he's the guy that maybe he has like a strong temper. So if you are pushy with him, you will get the opposite response that you want. So somehow he has someone that is a Libra or someone that is a Taurus. That person's sweetness or that person being like more gentle, like, being a bit more strategic and being patient with him, and being soft. There's something about you will get what you want with him if you act like that. If you are not that obvious, because if you are very straightforward with him, he's going to get upset and he's going to do the opposite of what you tell him to. Okay, now I'm going to pull cards for EXO Chen, that I believe he had a release, a solo release. I believe it was a Japanese solo release. And someone mentioned that he's going to have his wedding ceremony in October. I know he was married, but I didn't know because of COVID, they didn't have a proper ceremony. And they are going to have a proper ceremony on October, I believe. That's going to be great. I hope we can see. I don't want people to invade this woman's life, of course, and neither the children. But if we can see, like, even the backs of their heads, I would be happy. Like, I think that it's going to be very romantic. I love Chen. He's my bias, my EXO bias. Let's see how he's doing. Interesting. His Venus in Scorpio likes him mystery. Yeah, he wants to be like seduced. Yeah, but he's a tough cookie. He's tough. He's a tough guy. Okay, for EXO Chen, we got the card of the Two of Wands, the Wall card, Three of Swords, the Sun card, and the Seven of Wands. From the Oracle, he got the card of Jupiter in Gemini Bluff. The other day I was reading this card for my client in Spanish because I had like a consultant here in my country in Argentina, and I got this card, and you have no idea, guys, how I was like struggling to find the synonymous of this like the right translation in Spanish of this word. I struggled so much in finding the right translation. Because actually bluff, for me, I learned what it is and I heard people using this word. But in Spanish, it seems like you cannot find the exact word to represent what bluff means. Oh, I struggled so much. I tried to, she kind of understood it, but I struggled with that card. Okay. Definitely what caught my attention here in the middle of the reading, he got very positive cards. But here in the middle of the reading, he got the card of Three of Swords, Sorrow. So I think that for Chen, even though I see like people around him and the people that he loves, and even in his future, he's going to shine so much, and I see more exposure, like him getting out more, maybe him working on things more often. I see also here with the World card and the Two of Wands, I see the international fans also coming to the rescue, you know, sort of like standing very strong with him to protect him. You know, I see there's a lot of influence of international EXOs or EXOLs like coming to his defense. But in the middle, he still struggles, you know, with the card of sorrow. Probably in his mind, he still has this fear or this sorrow, this heartbrokenness of feeling maybe a bit guilty that he disappointed people. Maybe he feels, you know, he's a very brave guy, because definitely he got cards that indicate that he's a brave guy. He has a lot of like strengths. But maybe in his mind, sometimes when he has to do the solo activities or when he has to present himself alone, he sort of fears, you know, he fears repercussions, you know, he sort of fears it. He fears maybe there's comments online, or there's something that is stuck in his mind. And he's a Virgo guy, so I get that he sort of maybe when it comes to reading things online or when it comes to receiving messages, his mind gets very shocked by the kind of messages that he gets. You know, maybe intellectually he's a bit traumatized by the things people say or write. It's not, there's no feelings in here, you know. I don't see him like getting his heart broken or being blue, but I think that there's something about his mind not being able to let go of feeling like he made a mistake, or maybe that people don't like him, or people just say awful things about him. You know, there's that even though I don't see him like being connected to being connected to what people say online. I don't see him like this, but I think that the news get to him anyway. So I don't know if maybe people send him like actual letters, or they send him to the family, you know, and maybe the family is like, oh, you know, we got this message from your fans, or we got this from your fans, you know, they're harassing us. So there's something about them, all them coming to Chen and being like, oh, look what your fans did, or look what a person did to me, and like, you know, you have to stop this, you have to do something about this. And he's like, I thought I was done with this, you know, and he feels very isolated and very lonely in this sorrow, you know, like even though, you know, I'm sure that the members are supportive and they're like, okay, we will be next to you, like no one is going to disrespect you. If we are with you, you're going to get protected. But in his mind, he feels lonely, you know, he feels like he's the only one that remembers, you know, or that has this information, and this sort of makes him feel very anxious inside, or experience this sort of anguish, you know, because here if you see the Three of Swords, there's this person, you know, kneeling in here, you know, cover, you know, there's this person like being like very remorseful, being like, oh my God, I cannot forget what they said to me or to the people that I love, you know. So he's still hunted. But then we have the Sun card and the Seven of Wands. So see, he's going to come out more to light. He's going to expose himself a little bit more you know, to there's a lot of here, you know, if you see two people like dancing under the sun, it could be his wedding, you know, the celebration of his wedding. And with the Seven of Wands, this is the card of courage, you standing strong and passionate. You know, it doesn't matter if, you know, if, do you see like the other arrows coming to you, but you stand strong and proud. And here it says the word valor. So it's about standing strong and being much more like being stronger in front of adversity. Like it doesn't matter what, you know, what comes your way, you're standing strong and proud. So I definitely see him like showing himself more, you know, showing a bit more of himself and probably his family or what makes him happy. Um, but yeah, then with the card of love, I think that people still online are going to say stupid things. Here with the card of love, I see people saying stupid things online still. You know, even though everything is going to look very, very nice and he's going to show himself being very happy and everyone is going to be happy and celebrating for him, still there's a lot of people like, you know, calling it bluff. You know, there's a lot of people. This is a strong Gemini placement. It's exaggeration of information, exaggeration in your opinions, exaggeration in your comments, you know, a lot of exaggeration, lies as well, being made up. So I think that definitely the haters will continue, even though he shows himself as being proud and happy and shining with the group and with his personal matters, and him like being more positive about his life in general and being proud of like, yeah, this is my life now and I'm happy that I built this, that I choose this, you know. I think that people will still like, you know, say a few things online, being like, oh, that's all fake, you're not that happy, you know, or like, oh, this like that you got for your wedding, that's like, that's all, you know, that's all lies. You build that with lies. You build that deceiving people, like people being awful in general. Yeah. This pisses me off. He's too talented to be let down with that. Yeah, Chen has released album Japan and Korean. Not like much him. Such a pity for him. I like him. Yeah. Yeah. He was well received by Japanese fans compared to Korean fans when EXO had a fan meeting. So it makes sense. Okay. Yeah. When are the haters gonna let this go seriously? Yeah. Yeah, it's like he probably also is in defense, you know, because with these people you don't know, like, you know, there are crazy people out there. So I think that him showing himself in public, even when he's with others, you don't know. Maybe there's a crazy person among the crowd, you know, and I don't know. I get very anxious when I watch videos of him. I get very anxious because I don't trust the fans. Like even the ones that all look very happy, I don't trust them. I think that the haters are infiltrated very well among the regular fans. You know, I think that is, and these people are crazy. So I don't know. Okay, I'm going to pull cards for BTS Taeyong Solo. Oh. Okay, for BTS Taeyeon, for BTS V, and his solo work, or his life in general, what he's feeling about his career, We start strong with the card of strength, Wheel of Fortune, Page of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Hangman. And from the Oracle, he got the card of Saturn in Virgo, Isolation. I think that Taeyeon, I mean, he starts very, very strong, literally. Like, he's a guy that he has a great endurance. You know, he has a great endurance to criticism, to possibilities. You know, he's like, you know, I did what I had to do. I move. I adapt to what I had to do. Probably here with the Page of Pentacles, I see him being very diligent about his work. But honestly, since it's represented by the Page of Pentacles, there's this feeling of that he's still learning. Like, there's something about the solo that he definitely was very productive. He did all the work, he practiced. But there's something about this Page of Pentacles, like being like this sort of beginner, like beginner's mode, you know, like someone that, yes, you are putting the work, you are learning new skills, you know, you are introducing something new, but you're still in this sort of amateur environment. So I don't know if maybe people saw it like this, because I definitely see that Taeyeon has a strong like sense of self. When we start with the strength card, he's a guy that, you know, I don't care, you know, what changes I have to face. Like, you know, I feel confident in myself. Like, I feel like I'm strong enough to do this. And I think that he definitely worked a lot. He put a lot of like consistency in his work. You know, he really put a lot of himself in this work. But maybe, you know, he's not that confident about it. Here also with the Hermit and the Hangman. You know, probably there's something about the style of what he did that maybe he's like, okay, I'm done. Like, I share it, like you know, it's out there. Like, you go and enjoy it. Here's my gift to you guys. This is what I've been working on. Like, yeah, here. And then with the Hermit and the Hangman, there's this feeling of, and he also got the card of isolation. So he literally, like, I believe that he's going to isolate himself. Like, I don't know why I get this sort of, that he's all alone in this process. Like, I know he's a solo work, but I see him like being all alone. Like, not collaboration with others, no launching parties with others, no others. You know, I see him being like, okay, I'm done. This is my work. This is for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will go back to my cave. You know, because here with the Hermit, there's this sense of, I need to go back to my own, like to myself. I don't want to go to other channels. I don't want to go to different shows and promote my work. So maybe there's this, you know, maybe like there's something about him releasing the project and not being that exposed, or not being like the work not being that promoted like the others. You know, maybe if the others had collaboration with other artists, or maybe if the other had like these parties or these fancy events where they promoted the album. I don't know about B, but it seems like he didn't go that way. He was like, no, you know, I'm going to make this much more personal. I'm going to make this much more like intimate. You know, there's something about him wanting to release this in a very intimate way. Like, okay, it's like I'm sharing a piece of my work that is very intimate, that it talks about myself, my history, you know, and I don't want to go out in the public and do a lot with that. I don't see promotions in here. Like, I don't know if maybe some armies know about this. If you had seen Taeyeon, maybe Taeyeon was participating in the show or singing live, I don't know. But here with the Hermit, I get this feeling of like, okay, I done my part, I created this, I worked really hard on this. Here, this is for you. Enjoy it. I will go back to my cave. And also here with the Handman, there's something about a sort of like philosophy behind this. I think that if this is like a sort of a style of a way of working, or a style, or for him to show, this is how I wanted to present the work, actually. This is how I wanted to do it. There's something about him also being like very curious about how people are going to receive it. If you don't hear from me, or if you don't see me like doing these crazy promotions, being everywhere when it comes to the solo, I wonder how you're going to receive it. If you're going to like it anyways, or if you're going to be like, oh, I wish he would have done more. He's like, yeah, I did what I had to do. There's no more. Like, enjoy it. This is from me to you, enjoy it. And him actually resisting here with the Handman, like he sacrificing his artistic self and putting himself on a pause on purpose to show you what kind of artist he is. To sort of show you that he's different. That his art or what he created is different. That is not, the usual entertainment happy vibes. It's more about the kind of music you listen when you're by yourself, or when you are in an intimate setting, like this very like good music, the music that you put in the background and you go and do something else, or the music that you listen to when you are going on a drive, but very intimate. Like him, like, okay, this is my gift to you guys. This is my work. Like, enjoy it. Use it how you want it. Like, I'm going back to my cave. I don't know why I say cave, but I sort of get this word. Yeah, and here with Saturn in Virgo, isolation. I think that there's also a part of him, like, probably there's a part of him that he feels very lonely when it comes to this project. Like, since I actually don't see Tay being like, I think that he did this the way he wanted to do it. Like, I don't see managers, I don't see CEOs, I don't see people advising him to, oh, maybe you should do it like this, or maybe you should do it like that. I see him like sort of like isolating himself on purpose and doing it by himself, with not so much help from the company. Because here with the Page of Pentacles, and in this card, the Page of Pentacles, the keyword is growth. So definitely this was meant to be delivered and grow to the audience. This wasn't like a failure. This was done with the purpose of growing or showing a growth about his character as a soloist. But also a bit of amateureness, a bit of like, okay, yeah, like they left me all the resources and I had to do it by myself. And this is why he got the card of isolation, because maybe he will not admit it, but there's something about him feeling like left out. Do you see that the person crying, and like there's the other that is like, oh, come on, let's go out. And he's like, no, I don't want to go out. I want to be left alone. So him sort of wanting to be left alone to work on his project, but when he was left alone to his luck, he was like, oh, I feel so lonely here. I feel like no one helps me. Like a bit contradicting. Yeah, a bit contradicting. Oh. But he's not blaming anyone. Like, he's just focusing on himself. He's like, this is a guy that actually his solo work literally means solo. like, like, solo. He definitely means solo. Me, myself, and I, sort of. Okay, I'm going to pull cards for DK17. DK. Yeah, he starts with the Eight of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, a lot of work, work. Four of Wands, a lot of stability, but a lot of efforts as well. Ten of Wands, Five of Wands. And from the Oracle, he got the card of Venus in Sagittarius, flirtation. So yeah, I think that guy is just is working. It's just working on himself, working on his stability. Here with the Four of Wands, there's this sense also of him feeling like, okay, I made it. I completed my mission. Like, he's really focused on finishing a moment in his life. He's like full of energy. Then we start with Pentacles, but then we have all Wands. So definitely I see him like exercising his body, or him being like, okay, him working on his body and his strengths, and being like, okay, these are times where I have to build my stamina, I have to build my body strength, I have to put a lot of passion on my voice, on my body, on my endurance. There's something about him being like, okay, go. He feels very stable, actually. He's like, okay, in this moment, I don't see him that he has time to stop or rest. Here also with the Ten of Wands, there's something about him feeling the heavy weight of like having to push his energy and being like, okay, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Like, the more I do, the more responsibilities I get. So I think he's holding on in there. He's holding on, but definitely these are times that it's all about rushing. I don't know what they're rushing, but they're rushing a sort of process, and they are also rushing about maybe delivering something new. Here with the Five of Wands, endeavor, I think that they are finishing something and they are entering a new era where maybe they are working on a comeback, but also maybe not a comeback, but probably like something for him, because I'm reading for him, I'm reading for the group. Maybe he's like, okay, I feel exhausted, but after I'm done with this, with working with the group, I'm going to choose a project of my own, and I will have to save the same energy and put it again on this endeavor. I don't think he's going to do it alone. I don't think it's a solo project. I see other people as well, because he's a teams guy. He's a guy that he works very well with others. But he's sort of recycling his strengths. He's a very active guy. And also with the Four of Wands, I believe I wouldn't say he's the center of the group, but he's sort of this very passionate element in the group that he sort of adds synergy to the group. He adds passion to the group. He adds excitement and also maybe fun. He's a very fun and adaptable guy. He's very skillful as well. Very skillful. He's very skillful. Very skillful. But he's skillful because he works on himself every day. This is not magic. This is not just, oh, I'm just talented. No, he works every day. I think that there's a sense of him feeling like actually like very like pushed nowadays. He feels a bit tired. He feels a bit exhausted. But he's not going to stop. He's not going to stop. He's going to keep going. This is not a year. I think that the next 3 months are going to be all about go, 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 and not paying attention to, okay, I'm tired. Yeah, you maybe are tired, but I think that also here with all these wands and all these pentacles, there's this feeling of him actually being in an environment where there's no time to complain about things. And this is the reality. I see a lot of passion and I see a lot of work. And I see him like sort of immersed in this energy of like, we have to go, 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 go. I wonder how he feels about being so sort of like pushed, Yeah, he has his moments when he does contemplate. He got the Queen of Cups. And also, he's the card of contemplation. The key word is contemplation. So I think that definitely he has a very emotional side. He has a I would say, a very feminine side. I'm sorry, guys, I disconnected a second. I'm back. He has a softer side. He's actually very emotional. But since he's represented by this Queen of Cups, there's something about him contemplating his life or his reality at the moment and being like, yeah, it's tough. But this year, we cannot stop. We cannot stop. It's all about continuation. It's about the accumulation of opportunities, and like it's going to an event to the other, it's going to an activity to the other, it's like being here and there and there. It's all about go out there and fight. Fight for your dream. So, but I think that here represented, because I wanted to know, because he got all these cards and I was like, but how does he feel with all of this? And I think that he's a very smart guy. He's someone that he knows himself very well. He has the ability to contemplate his life. He's like, okay, I'm aware that there are moments where I feel like I'm burnt out. But this year, or possibly the next 3 months, is not a year to stop. It's a year of going to a project to the other. It's a year of keep advancing and moving on. We will deal with our emotional needs in the future, not now. Now we have to go perform or go and do. In your last read, he had an immediate intuition feeling 6 senses is active. In this year, he has with new comeback in February. No, solo, I don't think he has solo. Hey, Peace. Hey, nah, I read Peace. Hey, Hope. Thank you for joining, Hope. But honestly, look, this is a very fun card, actually. The only fun card that he got. He got Venus in Sagittarius, the card of flirtation. So definitely with the card of flirtation and this Sagittarius energy, I feel like even though there's a lot of effort, he's sort of like also like having fun with it. He's not like suffering. He's not like suffering. And he's also with the card of flirtation. I think that he's also flirting with a lot of possibilities. Like, okay, I have this project that I want to do, and I was invited to do this as well. So, he's sort of playing. He's sort of like having fun with all these opportunities. I don't think he's making decisions right now. I don't think he's like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is my future project. I think he's sort of juggling the options. He's like, okay, like, like, yeah, while I'm with the group, we are like busy, but yeah, he's also receiving propositions. He's receiving propositions. And he's like, yeah, we'll think about it. Yeah, he's not saying no to anything. He's just like, flirting with the possibility. He's flirting with the possibilities. He's also like not being that, that like, oh yes, no, I will do it, I will not do it. No, he's like, yeah, like, I think he feels like he has time, and he's like, yeah, we'll see. I don't give you. But he's sort of flirting. He's feeling very flirtatious. He's feeling very fun. He's feeling also very like, you know, happy and also a bit playful. He's playing with opportunities. And also with the flirtation card, maybe he's flirting with someone and he's like, oh look this new friend that I have. He's sort of like having fun. I think that this is a side of him. I don't know much about DK, but I think that probably this is a way of him to overcome all the struggles and all the pressure that he has on himself, to just be funny about it, to laugh, to use the humor of it. Do you have any more questions, guys? Because in a few minutes, I'm going to go. You're welcome, Tamni. Oh, it's Tammy. It's not Tamni. I don't know why I read like it was an N. Tammy. The concert last night was very cool, better than expected. Everyone was awesome. Shonu and Hyun brought the masculine energy. Really? Wow. I missed it last night. What was I watching? Taeyeon Plus looks like an angel. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure he does. He's beautiful. He's so beautiful. All of them are, but he definitely is very beautiful. I was thinking if I have someone left that I forgot to. Did something happen in K-pop this week? I think we're okay. The other day, since we are in Leo season, Hope, the other day I was reading because I was recommended this book that is called The Drama of the Gifted Child by Alice Miller. That it talks about the gifted child, the child that is gifted, and their psyche, and how what the challenges are when you have a child that is very it's like from the beginning of their childhood, they are considered gifted, and either they become stars or they become geniuses, and how that impacts their psychic, And I was thinking, like, since it's Leo season, I was thinking about, the children that what's going on with the child inside when they grow up, how this affects their psyche and their view of life. YB, Ten, and Taeyeon. Oh, today I read for Ten and Taeyeon. For Gravity, I didn't read. Maybe that's why people were asking for Ten and Taeyeon Friendship. They perform together? Oh man. They perform well last night. I have to watch that. No, actually, Hope, I was so busy last night because I was watching the Mask Girl, the series on Netflix, Mask Girl. It's so good. It's such a good thriller. You have to watch it when you have the time. It sort of reminds me to another series that I watched. But yeah, I'm not going to spoil anything. I was so entertained. It only has it has like 7 episodes. I'm waiting for the fan cams. Do you think Chen and Taeyong will announce the relationship? I don't think I don't know. I mean, I think we have to respect what they do. The evidence are there. Definitely the evidence is there. But I think that their silence is also very valuable. In their silence, I think that they are letting you know also what kind of people they are. They are like, this is our business. We are not denying, not confirming. So I think I admire them so because I'm a Capricorn myself, and I think that I don't know, I'm not famous, but I think that the subtle, they are putting people in their places. And I think they are doing it in a very elegant way. Instead of being like, people stay away from our business. With silence, and with that silence, when we not confirm it, they are like, that's not your business. Or actually, it's more like, I'm not going to do what you expect me to do when you expect me to do it. This is my life, not yours. So I think that I respect them so much with that, because with that, if you are willing to observe them and to not dissect everything they do, but in their silence, there's so much wisdom, and there's so much about their own personalities that I think that that's so strong. It speaks louder for me. It speaks louder. It speaks louder, definitely. Definitely. And I think that if we consider that the two of them are very famous, and they both of them deal with crazy fandoms, not all the fans, but they have their side of fandoms. With their silence, what they're doing is setting boundaries. They are like, oh, you expect me to do this and this and this and this in this order? No, guess what? This is my personal life. I will skip a few things if you don't mind. I will keep some things that are important to me, to myself. Thank you very much. Hey, honeydew. Hello. I was just leaving. You just got here, but well. Today was a weird day because actually, like, I did notice that I started the live and I didn't see many, like, you know, like familiar faces. So because we usually have like some kind of structure to the way I read on the live streams. But since I was noticing that just, there were people that were just entering the live and they don't get what I do or how I do the readings. But yeah, like I try to, I already had a list. I'm going to actually put the timestamps to the readings that I did today. So when you rewatch it, you can go to whoever you are interested in. But I do this like during the week. I try to collect as many recommendations as I can. It depends on what those recommendations are. Also, I try to pick new people to read for. Like I try not to read. For example, today I read for a BTS member, and I'm not going to be pulling cards for Taeyeon next week. I mean, we have to let time between readings. That's actually something that we tarot readers we do. We put distance between readings. You cannot be pulling cards for them all the time, because what I said, it sort of cancels itself if I go back and keep pulling cards for the same person. So I know that there's because it's not just me reading for them, there's a lot of people reading for them. So I'm respectful to their energy, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to address this subject. I already read it once. Like, you can rewatch the reading if you haven't watched it. But yeah, I try to be respectful because, and also I get tired myself because this is like energetically, this is also demanding and exhausting. It's not just like playing cards and poker. No, this requires a lot of preparation. But yeah, and also we are getting closer. I guess that next week, I believe that next weekend probably, I will have to start with the Virgo season. So we are going to be reading for the Virgo idols. So yeah, I'm going to make a post about this so you can leave your recommendations about your favorite Virgo idols, and we'll also have a live talking about the Virgo energy, how it impacts the idols, because we do have a lot of influence of Virgo in these idols. So yeah, I don't know why I sense that it's going to be heavy already, that September is going to be heavy already. I don't know why. I feel like people are going to get very judgy, very critical, and this is something that also, guys, we have to take into consideration, is that things in the world right now, in the world that we're living in, are not very positive, so we have to find ways to select what we want to consume and be wiser. Like, don't feed into negativity, don't feed into, it's okay if you have fantasies, dreams, if you want to support your idol, if you want to support your group, but please don't go criticizing others. Don't criticize other groups, don't get into other groups' businesses. Just stay with your favorites, enjoy the music, enjoy the experience that they provide, and then move on. Don't get stuck. I know that people sometimes they get crazy with tarot readings. There's a lot of tarot readings that I'm sure that people get like, a bit confused. I read comments of people being like, oh, but this reader said this and the other one said this, and I read the other one that said this. And yes, it's because you are consuming too much tarot readings. And that's on you. That's your responsibility. If you're consuming a lot of tarot readings, if you're watching a lot of tarot readings, it means that you're not getting the message. You are just like, sort of like wanting the tea on different, and you pick like, okay, I remember this one said this, and then you create this sort of illusion in your mind. And that's why sometimes people get confused. How much pudding carry in year for person actually? What? I don't understand, Dami. But yeah, I mean, you have to be selective about what you consume. Do not get, you know, do not get too much caught into this. Like I always say, if it resonates, if the reading resonates, you take it. And if it doesn't resonate, you let it go and then you move on. You move on with your life. But yeah, this is supposed to be fun. You're supposed to have fun with K-pop, not get all like intrusive. You know, this is supposed to be fun, not creepy. Okay, guys, this is all I have for today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on my next live the other weekend. And also, I will be reading for the channel, so please stay subscribed for that if you want to watch the readings for next week. So thank you so much for your support, and have a great weekend. Bye.